We're continuing this garage conversion to a bedroom. We've completed raising the floor to the house level on our previous video and drywalled the bare wall where the garage door was taken down. In this video, we will show how we raised the closet door opening to make up for the raised floor to the house level. So we need to raise the header of this closet door opening 7.5 inches, giving us 83.5 inches. After we add back a continuous 2x4 and drywall, we will have a total of 8.5 inches from floor to header to be able to install the new sliding door. You can watch one of my previous videos for the installation of a similar sliding door. I will add a link in the description. We made sure there's no wiring or plumbing inside this wall before we start cutting, and it's definitely not a bearing wall since we know this closet was added when they divided this garage into 2 bedrooms years ago. A reciprocating saw with a multi-purpose blade is a must since we are going to cut the studs with nails inside the drywall all at the same time. Starting at the bottom of the opening, we stop cutting at the top corner. We do the same thing to the other side. And using a 1-inch drill bit, we make a hole at the corner so we can start cutting sideways. You will feel when you hit a stud, so you need to hold the saw real steady and straight to avoid it from jumping out and cut the studs crooked. Once it's cut down, you can see the studs inside the wall. Make sure they're cut straight. If they are uneven, trim them as needed. And you may want to mark them on the outside of the drywall so you know where they are once you add the new 2x4 header underneath. Once the new header is screwed onto the studs, we added 1/2-inch drywall strips to give it the rough finish. Now we could have nailed the header inside the studs so the old wall would be even and avoid adding extra drywall strips on the sides, plus more taping and compounding. But a continuous 2x4 header is more straight and sturdy since we will be hanging a sliding door track to it later. Once all the drywall is screwed, we use the PVC plastic angles to get a straight and strong corner. They need to be installed straight since they will be your guide to a straight line when we apply the compound. We use screws to install them, but there's special nails for them with a very thin and flat head, and which we forgot to get at the hardware store. But drywall screws are fine as long as they are countersunk so they won't interfere with the compounding. Just run a straight edge across to make sure the angles are flat against the surface. If they pop up, just add screws. You will see when we apply the compound how important this is. We put tape on the joints to avoid cracking. On small jobs like this, I like using fiberglass self-adhesive drywall joint mesh tape. The self-adhesive makes it easy to pre-apply it on the joints, and the screen allows the compound to penetrate into the joint. Once the mesh tape is applied, we're ready for the first coat of compound on the mesh. Just a tight coat is enough for the first pass and let it dry. The first coat is basically just to cover the screen tape and fill in the gap between the joints. These corner bead angles do a great job keeping off angle corners straight. Squeezing it into the small holes of the molding gives it a better bond. Once it's all done, we let it sit overnight. Before the second coat, scrape any edges off the joints. Wipe it down with a damp sponge and give it a nice tight coat. As you apply it and smooth it, always pitch the knife at a 45 angle and always end your pass towards the finished side and pitch the edge of the blade away from the middle of the taped area. The smoother and even you apply the compound, the less sanding will be required. After the second coat has dried, We sand down the high spots and wipe down the area again before the final coat is applied to take care of the small imperfections. Just do a tight thin coat and later run a block with 200 grit sandpaper. A few passes will be sufficient. This will look nice once it's painted. For information on tools and material used in this video, see the links in the description. On the next video, we will continue this garage conversion. We will show how we installed vinyl plank flooring to the raised floor. I hope this helps someone or give an idea of what's involved doing a project like this. And you all have a great day.